Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. I really do. Hope you guys have had a really wonderful day so far. It's been a very crazy day for me, to be very honest with you. Have had, yeah, it's just been a crazy day. Didn't get in bed till about 4 a.m. This last night, this morning, whatever. And trying to get a whole lot of stuff caught up and get back things going. It's just gotten really crazy. So fun times, I tell you. Hopefully, you all have had a more relaxing / restful day. But it has definitely been a crazy one for me, to say the least. With that, do me a favor, if you would not mind, help me grow the channel. Share this out on your socials, get your friends and family to come in, maybe even watch what we're doing live here. Have John join in the live chat. As you guys and gals can see, there is a chat rolling, multiple people in there. We like to have a conversation on the show with the different listeners and different people coming in. My regulars are always here. I absolutely love it. You guys are fantastic and amazing. You're always here to support me, and it really does mean a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Those of you who catch the replay or catch up on everything later, you know what? You guys are just as important. It means a lot to me that you are here. So if you like the content at the end of the show here today, do me a favor, smash those likes. It helps other people find this type of content. And if you think it's worth it, they probably will as well. Other things here, let's see. So I do a Patreon show every day at 4:30. Barring anything crazy happening. So I should have one this afternoon. I will update you if that changes. Like I said, it's been a very crazy day already. Needless to say, last weekend we had a wedding. I did all the cooking for the meats and stuff like that. And here in the South, it snapped cold. I had everything planned out. But if you've ever used a smoker or a griddle or a grill, once it's below a certain temperature, it doubles and or triples the time to cook the food. And I did not anticipate that time. So yeah, it was fun. Almost didn't make it to the wedding. I literally got to the wedding, got the food there, sat down next to my wife, and they started. It's been like that since Friday. Yeah, Friday afternoon. It's been like that. It's been crazy. To my amazing and wonderful wife, thank you for the coffee. I didn't have time to make some, and being up at 4 a.m. working, doing stuff, needed coffee. Definitely needed coffee. So my amazing, beautiful bride, thank you very much. It means a lot to me. Anyways, so let's roll through the chat here. Oh, the Patreon. Right, it's scrolling up on the screen and it's linked in the description of the channel. It's a time where I get to talk about things and be unfiltered. When I mean unfiltered, I mean I get to talk about things from the nuts and bolts perspective. I really get to get into it. And I like to do it that way, mainly because guess what? This channel, if I did that out here, I would be pulled off. The video would be deleted, or the channel would be deleted. The entire channel would be deleted. And I need to probably figure out how to do some backups, not necessarily backups, but have a backup channel. I have like several other people do. Anyways, well, that's really why I do the Patreon, so I don't really have to avoid that. That way I can avoid that kind of stuff. So it's only $5 a month. It means a lot to me for those of you who are in there. It really does. I cannot explain to you what that means to me. Anyways, let's roll through the chat here and see what is going on. Got Tom. Good morning, brother. How are you doing? It's good to see you, man. Got to stroke the beard for some stroke of genius. Gloria, good morning. How are you? It's good to see you today. Thank you for being here as always. Lithia, you as well. Thank you. Good morning. How are you? Jim, what's going on, brother? Bitcoin Management Jim. It's good to see you, man. Kim, what's going on? How are you? It's good to see you. Daddy-o, afternoon. How's it going, man? It's good to see you, man. Let's see who else we got here. Bitcoin Management Bitcoin Bull. Excuse me, man. Sorry. I'm tired. Yep, bear with me today on the show. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. Manny, what's up, brother? Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? Oh, we got Trinity Man. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you. How are you doing? Hopefully you guys are enjoying warmer weather than we were, for sure. Clint Westwood, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. It means a lot to me. It really, really does. Let's see who else is in here. Papa Joe brisket. I love doing brisket. I'll be honest with you. I would have preferred to have done brisket for the wedding. Um, Realistically speaking, because it's not quite set it and forget it, but it's a lot less hurry up and wait or hurry up and rush and get it done. I smoked about 120 pounds of chicken thighs, and I chopped them up and everything on a griddle and seasoned them and all that fun stuff. 120 pounds of chicken thighs, and then it was a taco bar. So I did about 120, 140 pounds of ground beef as well, like taco meat. Yeah, that was a lot of work. It would have been fine because the temperatures in the grills would have been perfect, would have done it great, but every time I opened the grill up, every ounce of heat went out of there completely. It was that cold on Saturday, so it was snowing here even. But no, brisket would have been easier because it would have just stayed closed. It would have got up to temperature and it would have kept going. Would have been fine. But no, that didn't work out so well. Anyways, alrighty. So yeah, fun times. Let's see here. Thomas, I'm looking here. Sounds like it cost you almost as much as a tank of Joe juice for your car truck. Well, anyways, I digress. You guys are awesome. Absolutely love it. So, as you can see on the show, for the news listeners, we have a conversation every day. We like to talk about random different things, not just what we're going to talk about for the specific show, but building a community here. A lot of fun. Absolutely love what we're doing here. So, all right, let's see. Let's jump in and get things rolling. I may be a little squirrely today. Again, I do apologize if I come across that way. Well, is realistically, I'm a little tired. All right, so can you guys see that? I think you can see that. So today it looks like I haven't had a chance to look at any of this today. Would have dropped down pretty low there, came back up. Looks like it's trying to knock on the door of 40,000 again. If we can get it up there, we'll see. I don't know. And the Dow just up a little bit, but it's also down too. It looks like it's trying to cancel. It looks like it's trying to maintain itself right here. This is a 15-minute chart. So, and then you got the NASDAQ, which is down today. Very unique that it is down as much as it is. I wonder what's driving it down. Down here, fasten your seatbelts. Analyst on Feds. Interesting. It's S&P 500. Same thing. Same message. I wonder why all of these are going up. The cryptos are going up. Makes you kind of wonder. Makes me wonder if, like I've been saying, the stock market's about to completely crash. Guys and gals, y'all better hold on tight. They've been saying they're going to raise the rates 0.25%, 25 basis points. And they're going to do that every 7 weeks, or every meeting they're going to do that 7 times or something like that. It's going to go up a lot. We all know that they overprinted money. I have or had it somewhere where I had, over the weekend, I had grabbed a screenshot of how much money they printed. It's a lot. Like, it is a lot of money. Right, Daddy-O? Just hold them. Reason being is because everything may come down. Everything. When this happens, whatever it ends up being, everything may end up coming down. And that'll include crypto. Crypto will stop because you, me, everyone in here, all my regular listeners, I know you guys, everyone that catches the replays, etc. You guys need to understand that we very well may end up in a scenario where Bitcoin stops because you and I are going to hold onto what we have. We're going to accumulate more, that kind of stuff. Okay, that causes a liquidity squeeze when it also reduces the available supply. The demand will stay the same, but the entire market as a whole will go down. People will realize crypto will stop, and then they will go, oh crap, it's really turning into a form of gold or a form of store of value or a reserve currency. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Very, very, very interesting what's going on here. Very interesting. I'll believe it when I see it that the interest rate will rise. Tom, you and me both, brother. Reason I say I completely agree with that is because every single time they say they're gonna do it, they push and push back and push and push back, and they're trying to get it going. It's not gonna work. If they do this, the bottom will fall out of the market. It will fall out. I don't know how quick, but it will. Now, for that means everything's gonna have a problem. Okay, I've been talking about the fuel prices over the past couple of weeks. The reason I've been talking about the fuel prices over the past few weeks is because, well, it's caused by inflation. They printed too much money. They say inflation is being caused by the stuff happening in Russia. That's not. They're trying to blame it on that. This has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with the fact that they printed so much money over the past 2 years. 80% of the current U.S. dollar supply, guys and gals, 80% of the current U.S. dollar supply in the world got printed in the last 2 years. That's what's causing your inflation. That is. Not the so-called war, blah, blah, blah. Bitcoin bull. Daddy, and I agree with this. Daddy, you need to talk to Bix about writing a song called Just Huddle. Yep. That'd be cool. That would be really cool. All right. Let's take a look here. Here's a question. What do you guys think, guys and gals? What do y'all think? I have the hiccups. Excuse me. Is the dollar in danger? China and Russia may be working to take away Americans' exorbitant privilege. The U.S. is sitting on top of a horizontal empire, capitalism's self-organizing and incentive-based structure with its layers of value. It's not the Marxist. It's not the Marxist much of to each according to his needs. You got to earn your spot. Think of the U.S. dollar as a trend or as a thread, or even the duct tape that binds the layers together. Nearly 60% of the $12.8 trillion in the worldwide currency reserve are dollars. It's true. It's very true. Is America's exorbitant privilege, quote unquote, the almighty dollar as the world's leading reserve currency under threat? Should you even care? Sanctions have bitten Russia. A huge chunk of its $630 billion in foreign reserves are frozen. Oligarchs' yachts have been seized. Visa, MasterCard, American Express suspended services in Russia. Apple, Google Pay stopped stranded cashless travelers in Moscow's metro. From Netflix to Nike, volunteer. It's very faded. Voluntary sanctions are in force. Excuse me. Guys and gals, dollar is already dead. It's already dead. All right. Now, the reserve currency of the world is the dollar. The dollar's dead. Well, guess what? They saying $12.8 trillion in the world. It's funny. That's nothing compared to what they printed over the past 2 years. That was included in the 20% that was not printed in the past 2 years. That's crazy. That's a lot. Now, I don't know where that money went. I don't think anyone does. But like Rumsfeld did right before the towers came down, we misplaced $2 trillion. We don't know where it's at. The next day, things went boom. Now, this is just an opinion. Is Bitcoin gold to 2.0? Try reserve asset 3.0. This is kind of where I was kind of going with that. The world reserve asset right now is the dollar. What if it becomes Bitcoin? The conflict between Russia and Ukraine is beginning to send ripples through the global economy that could lead to a new monetary system. Didn't Cliff kind of talk about this at some point? I'll bet some people like me were struck by a brief note published by Zoltan Pozar, Credit Suisse's short-term interest rate strategist, about a new world monetary order. At first blush, the full note available here seems to be unrelated to Bitcoin, but more on that later. Interesting. They're trying to keep it, when it comes to this stuff, if you notice, anything that's coming out around it, they're trying to keep Bitcoin out of the spotlight because they don't want people to realize that. Pozar sees the birth of Bretton Woods 3, a new world monetary order centered around commodity-based currencies in the East that will likely weaken the Eurodollar system and also contribute to inflationary forces in the West. Here's what it might mean for us and his assessment of the world. If his assessment of the world is accurate, and how it's related to Bitcoin. Now, inflationary pressure forces into the West, what that typically means, that money that these other countries hold in reserve, they won't use it anymore. They'll give it back in return for hard assets like gold, silver, land, whatever. They'll give it back. And what ends up happening when that happens? That floods even more inflationary issues into our country. Hey, Marky, Marky. I am really, really bad at pronouncing people's names. Where can I find information on food or that has and food aren't allocated in inflation? My dad looked it up on Google. It states that it is all included. Google, try DuckDuckGo, pre-search. I personally like pre-search the most. Presearch is a blockchain-based search engine. It strips your personal information out of there, etc. But you can also use Google, DuckDuckGo right there, and ETHScan, some other stuff that's more related to crypto stuff. But to answer your question, I don't actually have any information on that, but I highly recommend using a different search engine than Google. I would not be surprised if it's included, to be honest with you. It probably is. Because, well, why not, right? Anyways, I digress. I totally already know, but what is Bretton Woods again? Those of you who don't know, Bretton Woods was a system, monetary management, and established in 1944, more toward the end of World War II. It sets the rules for financial relations between countries and created the International Monetary Fund, World Bank, and World Trade Organization. In short, Bretton Woods outlined the rules central banks and governments played by financially. Interesting. So now you kind of have an idea of a very high level of what Bretton Woods is. Very, very deep as far as that's concerned. A lot more information on that. Let's see. Okay, the first iteration of Bretton Woods, now called Bretton Woods 1, was a gold-based system where the U.S. dollar determined where the U.S. dollar dominated and was freely convertible into gold at $35 per ounce, about 5,600% below its current price. This is where the U.S. dollar was backed by gold. Misappropriation comes from, this is where the U.S. dollar backed by gold misappropriation comes from. So I actually talk to people sometimes, and I'm like, do you even know what the dollar's backed by? And they're like, yeah, it's gold. And I'm like, really? No. That was a long time ago. That happened. Gone. Long time ago. They took us off the gold standard. Was it Carter? I think it took it off. I don't remember exactly. Anyhow, in 1971, a confluence of factors led to the dollar changing its currency so that the dollar was free floating and backed by a full faith and credit of the U.S. government, not to mention by a massive military and oil. All right. So that's Bretton Woods. So, is Bitcoin the ultimate outside money for something else? Hmm. Hmm. What's up, Bandicoot? How you doing? It's good to see you. Nixon, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. The dollar is backed by unicorn farts and rainbows. That's perfect because it's exactly what it's backed by. Yeah, Tom, Bitcoin management Jim, thanks, Nixon. I had all right, cool. Anyways, given the war in Ukraine, the world took action and seized large portions of Russia's reserves. As Castle Island Ventures, whatever Nick Carter put it, U.S. President resident Flashbang dropped the financial nuke on Russia. An important designation was made by executing energy related payments given Europe's dependence on Russian oil and natural gas. It's important because prices for commodities like oil and wheat have been skyrocketing. Thus, China is in a fortress position to strengthen its currency and in the face of commodity crisis. Sorry. Russia is one of the world's largest commodities exporters. It really is. A lot of people don't know that. It really is. And because of the sanctions, Russian commodities are less desirable than commodities from other countries. The People's Bank of China, which has massive amounts of now seized U.S.-based inside money, could defensively sell treasuries to fund the purchase of subprime Russian commodities. In addition to giving China control over inflation, such action could lead to a commodity shortages in a recession in the West. So basically, this is an economic war that's turning up, except it's destroying everything around here. So this last little bit here on this particular piece, really wanted to focus on this part because it's probably going to happen. Anyways, attack on Russia's partial banning from SWIFT, the messaging system supports international banking transactions, to a new confiscation risk associated with the U.S. inside money, and we could be looking at the beginning of a new monetary regime, a Bretton Woods 3.0. Now we are facing a world where there is a sharper focus on outside money, like gold and other commodities, as countries boost their reserves of those commodities, or they might turn to Bitcoin. To this point, exactly, the impetus for writing about this topic in the newsletter. To end his note, first, Pazar wrote, after the war is over, money will never be the same again. And Bitcoin, if it still exists then, will probably benefit from all of this. While not exactly a signal of Bitcoin support, I will still call that a mic drop. I agree with that. So, yeah, it may not be a gold standard or a digital gold form, but let's just put it this way. It may end up being a world reserve currency. I wanted to point this out. The dollar could go digital, and here's what you need to know. This particular news organization, the way they word their stuff, it's going to go digital. Technically, it already is. They're talking about CBDCs here. But they're already programming with that statement. They're programming on that statement. Eva, good morning. Fly on the wall today in the hair salon. That is perfect. I love it that you're listening. Hey, maybe get the hairstylist to listen too. Spread the word. It's good information. Anyways, they are programming with that statement, people. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. As technology continues to revolutionize the way people live, work, and spend, central banks around the globe have kicked off efforts to reinvent their local currencies for digital era. Now, the United States is the latest to signal urgency in researching and a potential digital version of the dollar and a central bank digital currency. This is very, very unique. Sorry, there's someone pinging me there. Let's see here. So the CBDCs. So as you all know, last week they did the whole executive order. They did all this other stuff around that, and now they're saying, "Hey, we want to make sure that we're the forefront of this, whether or not We the people were. We the people created Bitcoin. We the people created Litecoin, Ethereum, all these other blockchain related assets, Polygon, Divi. Okay. We the people created this new system. And now all these governments are going, well, crap. We better come up with another version so that way we can at least stay competitive. Or maybe we'll trick them into using our CBDCs because, well, they've always used the dollar, so they might as well do this. Here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. Anyone who's a millennial or younger hate banks. We hate how the government does this stuff. They know the truth about banking. Most of them. They know the truth about the IRS. They know the truth about these people. We know what's going on. We don't trust the banks. We don't like the banks. We won't touch the banks. We will not do any of that stuff. You got to understand, we are in control. Hang on, my phone is going crazy. Hang on. It happened to be my work phone, so I do apologize about that. Yeah, go away. Like I said, it's been crazy. Beginning of the show here, it's been very crazy for me. It's been nuts. I can't even begin to explain what's going on. I digress. We don't like banks. We don't want to touch the banks. We don't want anything to do with the banks. If they come up with their own, if they come up with a, we'll call it digital version of the dollar, no one's going to use it. It'll be a novelty. It'll be neat, blah, 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 blah. But I'm telling you right now, no one will use it. Now, if it's backed by a physical commodity, gold, silver, platinum, or Bitcoin, that might be a little more palatable to some. But I still think freedom with blockchain technology, not a centralized digital currency, is how this will work, in my opinion. Now, last thing I wanted to kind of point out here. Bitcoin could crush Russian ruble, by raising another 140% classic technical setup analysis. Basically, in this article, I really wanted to bring up the Russian ruble as it stands today is worth nothing anymore. Okay. However, it's very unique to me that this particular organization wrote this. The bullish outlook appears that Russia's central bank imposes stricter capital controls on its citizens, including a ban on use of rubles to buy US dollars. They don't want to buy US dollars because it's crap. Did they or did they not go in and peg their ruble to gold? Yeah, they did. So did India and so did China. I don't know if anyone else has. It's now backed by gold. Very interesting. Hey guys and gals, look who's here. Lisa Davis, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Really, really does mean a lot to me. It's going to be gold backed. Yeah, it I think it already is. Or they're in the process of making it gold backed. So they don't want them using that to buy the dollar because that just gives a gold backed currency that is more valuable than the dollar credence back to the dollar. So that's why they're doing that. They're setting everything up right now so that it's a gold-backed currency. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a central bank digital currency or not. Very interesting. Very interesting if it is or isn't. I need you all to know, though, if that happens, what's going to happen to the dollar? You might want to think about that. If the dollar doesn't go backed by gold, silver, or other metals or other commodities, some sort of commodities basket, I guess, whatever they're talking about, what's going to happen? You already can't buy anything now. Just wait till that happens. I say all this to please just understand this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice, tax advice, anything like that. I'm not licensed in any way to do those things. But I will tell you, almost like a burden on my heart, please take time to research cryptocurrency in general. Please take time to understand how it works. If you would like, I do one-on-one consultations. There's a website called Aster Blockchain Consulting. If you want to learn, it's linked in the description of the channel. Grab some time with me. I do that because I really want you all to learn about this stuff. You need to know. The world needs to know. This is the exit strategy. Cryptocurrency in general, really in particular Bitcoin, Litecoin, we'll see about Ethereum, Polygon, Divi. They realistically, that's your exit strategy. People always ask, well, what's your exit strategy with Bitcoin? I'm like, buy more Bitcoin. When it drops, buy more Bitcoin. Understand, that is what this means. To me, this is what it means to other people in this space. You all need to know that the dollar's falling. It's dead. It's gone. Lisa just pointed it out. The dollar is dead. Gone. Dead. Okay? It is going to get really bad. The only way you're going to be able to get out of the markets, and I'm not kidding, stock market's going to crash. Crypto's going to crash too. I said this at the beginning of the show. Crypto's going to crash, and the rest of the markets are going to crash as well. But they're going to keep going. Crypto's going to stop because people like us, we're not selling our coins. We're not giving them a lifeboat. We're not getting rid of it. We don't want the dollar. We want the crypto. The rest of the world will realize that, and they'll go, crap, we need to get into crypto. And then you're going to see a run in crypto like you've never seen before, ever. I don't want it denominated in dollars, though. I want it denominated in gold, denominated in silver, something like that. I want to know how many ounces of silver or gold I can buy. Realize this. Oh, daddy-o. That is a really good point. Pensions, 401ks, IRAs, those are gone. Brother, you aren't kidding, man. Those are gone. They're dead. There's a lot of people in my family that have hit retirement age recently or about to, and they're in annuities and they're in other stuff. They're gone. It's gone. We are in trouble from that standpoint. The baby boomers and the Gen Xers, etc., their retirements aren't going to be worth much in the not too far future. It already is disappearing massively. This is how the system was set up. Those of you who don't know about 401ks, your company incentivizes you by we'll match your contribution to X amount. Well, that gives them a tax write-off, so that's a tax benefit for them. So it's a win-win for them, because you then go and put your automatic payments from your paycheck into the stock market. So this is how this is work. It's a continuous wheel. They have an automatic system set up, make it nice and easy. So your paycheck pays and continues to prop up the stock market. That's what these are. They're just instruments to keep the stock market rolling. Anyways, I digress. I'm over time, all that fun stuff. I have a ton of stuff I have to get done. I should have a Patreon show this afternoon. If you're not subscribed to Patreon, it's $5 a month. It's not a lot, but it does help the show out, and it gives me a space, a platform, if you will, to talk about subjects like these, but in real depth. Tell you, dig into what's going really on behind the scenes. The point of doing that is so that way, if the videos come down because it's a centrable topic, I can rework the plumbing and it's back up and running. Just putting it that way, to being honest with you. All right. If you're interested in that, great. Those of you who are in there, I love you all for being there. Thank you so much. It means the world to me to have that support. It really does. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I think I am late for another meeting. Otherwise, I would talk all day long. See you all at 4:30 Eastern for the Patreon show. If you're there, great. Love you all. We'll talk to you later. Be blessed.